Okay, folks, welcome. This is Freedom FM 87.9.
No system, no rules in place.
Yes.
Welcome to the program The Night and Spain here on the radio.
Hunger.
As soon as we get signal from our guys there to Radio LRB there in the US,
Shop it.
that's the man Solomon Hashim Tunis,
Oh.
Solomon Bakar Reeves, and Ali Masaleh.
Correction stick.
We will be jumping straight into the discussion here on your radio.
Montego.
You can follow us through our Facebook Live at Freedom FM 87.9.
Us, so fly, just to carry our book from us. That's why they lead or import for take. Just to see and walk here with.
My name is Gerard Morris.
How we
As soon as I received a signal from the guys from the US,
there, yeah, they say.
we'll be jumping straight into the program, The Night of Spain. And The Night of Spain is a regular program here on your radio. So while we are with our guys from the US, let's back to this one.
J Baba,
Yeah, for the J. Don't start G.
international baby.
Ah,
They say they want new press, so we gave them the new press, so Monster Christ in your grace. They say they want new press, so we gave them the new press, so Monster Christ in your Give us 7 not take it big. They stepping on us every day. We not go every day, but say they won't go killing us every day. Now who come and save us now? Now who come and save us now? Corruption killing us every day. Taking everybody flexes to front. They say they want new press, so we gave them the new press, so what's the price in your grace? They say they want new press, so we gave them the new press, so what's the price in your job? Plenty people they import for day, one man taking 45 days. No system, no rules in place.
Yeah.
So corruption in our face. Hunger killing us,
hunger,
hunger killing us,
hunger.
the hunger killing us, oh,
Yeah.
hunger killing us.
They say the devil was sharp, it's an idle man. An idle man is a hungry man. A hungry man is an angry man that ain't bring all the holla there in the land. Corruption stay in the house. Too many habits ever hunger stay killing us. If you live to see the next day, you must thank God. We got our people that will vote that stay fully alive to us. All the hope and the promise that they made to us. So fly just to carry our book from us. That's why they lead or import for take. Just to see and walk your way with the opinion. You came my mind, I will vote for you. You go to school, I will still vote for you. Both people for level pulling it there, yeah they say. Now I will give it to the woman. Then I make it so we give it to the beginning. The begin trip so we'll give it to the old people, yeah they say.
They say they want new press, so we gave them the new press, so what's the price in your grace? They say they want new press, so we gave them the new press, so what's the price in your job?
We stay with our guys from the US. The man Solomon Hashim Tunis. As soon as our guys from the US join us, we'll be jumping straight into the program The Night of Spain here on your radio. Stick and stay, don't you touch that dial.
Liberian people, that House of Representatives, I always say to you people that it can also depend on your with God.
Something must kill a man, man you are giving today. Your tune I can kill a man, people that I want kill me today. Something must kill a man, no, man you want kill me today. Your tune I can kill a man, cause in traffic, wow, 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 wow. Oh, Oh, wow, 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 wow. You're calling police. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, wow, 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 wow. My black traffic. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, wow, 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 wow. You're calling police. I'm black with sexy. Oh, wow. Like how you do that thing. Oh, wow. Jungle, you cut him out. Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Man, you too sexy. Oh, wow. You too my king, call her. Oh, wow. Go by it, oh, wow.
She get the bar, she get the flush, she get the pom pom. She just dey make the barman sing this song. Me and her who go pull up in the phantom. Me and her who go pull up in the phantom. Baile go, baby. I don't want you to. I just want you to do my do. I won't be your own Scooby Doo. It must be like say you see you. You can call me your own.
Wow, 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 wow. Oh, wow, 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 wow. You're calling police. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, wow, 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 wow. My black traffic. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, wow, 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 wow. You're calling police. I'm black with sexy. Oh, wow. Like how you do that thing. Oh, wow. Jungle, you cut him out. Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Man, you too sexy. Oh, wow. You too my king, call her. Oh, wow. Go by it, oh, oh, wow.
You're too much looking too big, oh wow wow. I get it on spending back, oh wow wow. Baby, you won't spot my brain. The way you shaking, they won't put me insane. Give me some more. Let me do my do. Watch out. I want you to be my professor, baby, cool my temper, make it special. Wow, 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 wow. Let me see me,
People that I want came in today. Something must kill a man. Why you came in today? You're too mad can kill a man. People that I want came in today. Something must kill a man. No. Why you want came in today? You're too mad can kill a man. Cause in traffic, wow, 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 wow. Oh, wow, 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 wow. You're calling police, wow, 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 wow. Oh, wow, 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 wow. My black traffic, wow, 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 wow. Oh, wow, 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 wow.
yeah, that's some of the things that she doing that got me going crazy. But you did attracted, she planted, she fed from the plastic. I want to more and more, don't want no one to attention. Yeah, if I was down there, let me down. I love to pressure. If that happening, then let it crash. I want to see no one other. She ready to be with me, myself. I ready to be with her. But Lord, the island, if we in the garden, let me say she for love. Yeah, we blacking traffic, she stabbing me, check for kissing business.
Wow, 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 wow.
Who that a body coming?
Wow, 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 wow.
People that I want came in today. Something must kill a man. Why you came in today? You're too mad can kill a man. People that I want came in today. Something must kill a man. No. Why you want came in today? You're too mad can kill a man. Cause in traffic, wow, 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 wow. Oh, wow, 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 wow. You're calling police, wow, 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 wow. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up when you stomach, stop sleeping.
Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands. Come on. I know y'all see this. We're going to come on, yeah? Okay, let's go.
Okay, I think we have to switch our guys to video LRT from the next is here right now. Good evening, Solomon.
Good evening, my young nephew and brother, Gerald Morris Jr. How
Yes,
are
sir.
you doing today?
I'm doing great, and you, Chief?
Thank God we are living fine. It was a nice weekend. Let me say good evening to my brothers and sisters in Monrovia and Liberia. Good evening to the diaspora. Salam alaikum to my Muslim brothers and sisters. This is your good friend Suleiman Hashim Tunis coming to you live from Radio LRB, Liberia's number one online radio station here on Staten Island, New York, with Freedom FM 87.9, the most listened to radio station in the nation capital. We are back again another Monday, first working day of the week. You know, we have to have a little bit of conversation with you guys who are trying to sleep, finish doing your homework, and try to get to bed, get to sleep, for tomorrow, and get back to the hard time, the biggest hard time in Monrovia.
Sure.
Yeah, or at a hard time. We inside.
It's out.
What's going on, Gerald? How you been doing? I think Solo, would you be joining us pretty soon?
Okay, I've been doing great. Lots of development here in Liberia, and I don't know, but we are here following up on all the developments in our country, Mama Liberia.
Yeah, my brother, you find yourself when the angel was assigned to sending the baby there around, assigning the baby to the parents, then your owner angel that assigned you to Liberia, he did you. He see nowhere to put you in Liberia with a hard time.
Anyway, I don't have no justification to give. I'll just say about there.
Oh yeah, man, nothing to do with it. I mean, you just be hurting your own feeling. If you say, "Oh, you don't like it, you like it," you
I
just
just
have
post,
to.
I just post like it.
Exactly. I agree with you on that because nothing else you can do. But what the angel did not do right. He should have sent you somewhere in Europe, either in Germany or Australia, America. Go put you in Liberia in a hard time. Then they go over all again and over back again, make it worse for us.
And increase the suffering.
I tell you, they trying to buy millions of dollars, spending millions of dollars in a car, one car, while people, children suffering.
One bulletproof car for one old 89-year-old man.
I tell you,
Anyway,
any reason for that woman to be protected? For what reason? No, I mean, thank God for us.
mm,
But
I,
anyway, we inside.
yeah, photo be there. We're already there.
Yes, we inside. That's the new things. We inside now. We can't do anything about it. We just gotta cope with it.
Yeah, sure.
So what's the hottest topics in the country right now?
Well, I put on the menu two distinct topics to discuss this evening on the program. First is the issue of the issuance of the national identification card for all Liberians. As you may be aware, the president of the Republic of Liberia issued an executive order making it making it mandatory for all citizens to get an national identification card, right? But the process actually since its inception, since it began, it been marked by actually irregularities, delays, and most especially and pardon me, the NIR board, right, went to the Central
Mhm.
Bank of Liberia and told the central bank that all transactions must be done using the citizen's ID card. So if you don't have the citizen ID card, you you will be denied, or you were denied, right? But
Mhm.
and devaluing the passport, right? And I know the passport is the only international document, I mean, that is expected that should be used, right? And
Mhm.
the NIR boss Andrew Peters went to the central bank unilaterally and told the central bank governor that only identification registry, that's the ID card, should be used for disbursement of funds from banks. But let me stop right there now because Solomon is here now. Let me add him, and then I continue.
Good
Uh,
evening, Mr. Solomon, and welcome to the show. We are just about to commence the show and the topic there for the night. But you are here, so we will take a break for you to introduce yourself and then proceed.
Good evening, folks. Um, Eunice and
Gerald.
Jarrod. And good evening to our wonderful people of
When you
Mama
forget
Liberia.
the name, just look up there. You see the name right
See,
up right over
I
his
finished
head.
spelling the name. I just spelled the name. And good evening to our wonderful people of Mama Liberia, those right there in Liberia and those in the diaspora. And always not forgetting We Nation and not forgetting my adopted Roses County, where we are operating the Community of Hope Academy Mission. Good evening to all of you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We appreciate you being here with us. The topic of the day, I think he was just about to introduce it and then he appeared. So we'll give him a chance to introduce the topic.
okay, so welcome. I will start from the pillar. From okay, then I will just summarize what I just said to you since he just came on. And I was saying that the president initiated an executive order mandating all citizens to get their NIR card, that's the National Identification Registry. And that process was marked by so many irregularities, delays, and some corruption, right? But the thing that caught my eye in the legislature is the NIR board, Andrew Peters, sat down with the central bank governor and the craft of policy mandating all commercial banks to only accept the NIR card and shouldn't accept the passport, our passport. So for any financial transaction to all commercial banks, including the central banks, right? You will only use your identification card instead of your passport, right? And that process caught the eye of the legislature, and that prompted Honorable Member Briggs Mensah last Thursday, to invite the NIR boss Andrew Peters. Why they were questioning him, and he couldn't provide any substantial evidence, any substantial topic for the issuance of the card, right? So they decided that the NIR card should be put on a hold, right? So, and allowed the passport and other cards to be identification card to be used, right, by individuals wanting to do financial transactions at the banks, right? And that particular date, on the Honorable from Bond County Member Briggs Mensah had a press conference stating that the process was marked by irregularities and fraud. And that prompted the Ministry of Information and the Republic of Liberia to issue a press release today, right? And I will read you the press release, right? And it says, Capitol Hill, Monrovia, June 23rd, 2025. The Central Bank of Liberia, in collaboration with the National Identification Registry, the NIR, has issued a directive requesting all commercial banks to relax the enforcement on the usage of the National Identification Card as a prerequisite for all banking transactions. The National Identification Registry, NIR, informs all public social service providers to take note and act in compliance with this directive. At the same time, the issuance of the National Identification Cards is hereby suspended with immediate effect for administrative reasons. The public will be informed of the date of resumption of mass enrollment. Signed, Johnny F. Takba, Acting Minister. And so That prompted the the government of Liberia to issue this press release, right? I was fortunate. Let me just give one.
Please check the the backstage. I think Aliu is there.
Yeah, okay, okay. Sorry, I just saw Aliu. Aliu is here. Let me just add Aliu. Okay, Aliu, welcome, welcome, Chief.
Yes, good evening from my. How you doing? How's everyone?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are doing great.
Why, Gerald?
Okay, so today the government of Liberia issued a press release. But I will just give you my own experience, right? And I was at the legislature that very day when the NIR boss appeared before the lawmakers, and he said they issued approximately 5,000 voters card. That not voter card, but identification card each day. But that was far from reality, right? I was at that NIR the whole day. In fact, the enrollment machine is not even functioning properly, right? All the process were marked by irregularities. Can you imagine, right? The NIR boss said that you our own money like all the way in the interior on the phone, right? How they will get that? How would they get that card, right? He said, uh, they are facing some logistical constraint, monetary constraint, right? So you go at the centers in your various area, and can you imagine within a county only one center there to do an NIR card, right? So that prompted the
Your
legislature
volume,
to
your
invest.
volume is all the way down. It's going up and down.
Okay,
Right now.
you actually getting me now?
Yes,
Yeah, we're letting
much
you know.
better.
Okay. Uh, I was saying that our old folks, right, and other individuals that are outside of Monrovia, they were catching it very difficult to actually being eroded into the NIR system because can you imagine in a center like River G, only one center there for national identification card. So you go, you fill in your form, then they actually send the data back to Monrovia, right? And place it on their record, produce the card, then they send the card back to G, right? I was facing so many difficulties that when you went at the NIR, right, these few days, right, you will see a lot of folks there, right, wanting to to do their card because they at that time the central bank issued directive that only the NIR card should be used for financial transaction within Liberia, disregarding the passport. So that prompted the legislature to call in the executive director of the NIR, Andrew Peters. But that particular day, he never provided any substantive claims to actually. So that prompted the legislature in that in person of Member Briggs Mensah from Bon County District 6 to tell him that, look, my man, you have to make the card free for citizens, seeing they are catching hard time in saying you are catching hard time in providing services for the people, right? So right now the card issuance and other NIR related issues have been suspended by the Liberian government.
Guys, that's the introductory part of the topic tonight.
Mm-hmm.
The national identification card being which were mandated for everyone to make sure to have one, even though there's no deadline to it. They just openly say you must have it without any deadline. In any civilized world, I know, at least they will let you know the deadline to go and get these things. But Liberia, they just throw it out there on us. Now people are going, that trying to go get it, and then abruptly, as we heard from our co-host from Liberia, Gerald Morris, letting us know their suspension, they put a halt to it. Now people are a little bit skeptical what to go, what to do, and banking transactions cannot be done without this identification card, which you know very well in this country, whether you get at least your passport is a legitimate ID card for you anywhere. Even the new law they made here in America that you have to get on the plane with the federal ID card. Without a federal ID, you can still travel with your passport. They can honor it. But Liberia said, no, you are forced to get this identification card they're talking about. Passport, zero. Working ID, zero. You working on the mention say where ID, zero. How, what are they, what is this we are, is this a junta government we playing with now or democratic government? So let me put it before you guys. You
I
are here.
think I think with this press release now, I think all financial action now can be, you can use your passport now to do your financial transaction to banks, commercial banks.
Or you can use your passport.
hmm Right now with this
Okay.
press release now. Yeah.
Okay. Then, okay. Thank you for.
And another thing I wanted to bring to you guys attention is today the deputy speaker and a stalwart of the former ruling party Congress for Democratic Change, Thomas Fada, pledged 100% support to the government of Liberia in
You
President
have to adjust your phone speaker. You got to adjust your headset.
who,
Who has it?
No, yeah, Gerald,
It's not the headset. It's
the microphone.
the microphone.
Okay, is it
With,
okay now?
yeah, the
It
deputy
will be
speaker.
okay for now, but then we'll go back, we'll go off.
But you were talking about the deputy speaker. We didn't hear
Yeah,
what you
sure.
go
Yeah,
ahead.
sure. So the deputy speaker today, actually, he's in Lofa County right now, viewing some of his projects, and he has pledged support, 100% support to the government, right? And I want you to take a keen listen. I'm going to play his voice, right? I'm going to play his voice right now, so you can take a keen listen to the deputy speaker. Yeah,
While you are playing that, can you please move the banner from my nose?
come again.
The nighttime spin is covering my mouth.
Oh, okay. Okay, let me
The man
try.
is he's
to-
already tall. Then you go.
Thank you.
Is it okay now?
That's better.
Okay.
Better. Thank you.
So this is the deputy speaker that's speaking in Lofa County. Let me take it from the top. Okay, I want to take it from the top. I beg you, please bear with me. Let's see. Let's take it from this side. Okay.
assigned to one person. You see,
Okay. So
maybe
I
one
so
bring.
I will stop it there right now, and these are some of the section he made when he was having a speech. He said, "I was on the water, right?
The day they feel like we know where you get in our house with them whole day.
I know the creature that is on the that is on the river." So I don't know who he was referring to as creature.
So, Mr. Reeves,
What happened
Well,
with your house?
well, the thing is, I listened. I mean, I read most of
you
that.
put yourself on mute, please. Mute your
Time
stuff.
for the car.
Me?
Can
We
you mute yourself,
I,
please?
let me try to mute Aliu because it's like he on his telephone doing.
It be muted.
Okay.
Okay. So, since we talking about that now, I was going to say something about the RD, but since we're talking about
So
the oh, okay.
that's the two issues I wanted to throw light on tonight. I mean,
So, with the RD, I mean, it is good for Liberia to have good national ID card. Uh, and the manner in which it's supposed to be done, because the national ID card should be something that nobody can easily uh, counterfeit it and what have you. If you look at there are three ID cards probably from three different countries circulating, that is Liberia, Ghana, and Nigeria, probably circulating on Facebook or in Liberia. If you look at Liberia's national ID, the one that they are talking about, anybody, any RT person can easily make that ID card. If you look at Ghana's ID card and you look at Nigeria's ID card, uh, I'm not saying nobody will be able to make to photocopy, I mean to counterfeit it, but if you look at what is embedded in their national ID card, it is not it cannot easily be counterfeited. When Ghana and Nigeria started their national ID card issue, they made it in a way that you will be. It is mandatory that you have this new ID card. In order to get a new ID card, you have to do. Those of you that have the passport, you have to come in and have a proper identity that you are indeed a true Nigerian. So they will do that, and they will be using their passports while they are doing transaction until they get the national ID. Even Nigerians that were in the United States, they extended that to them so that anytime they go to Nigeria, they will be able to have the ID, because that was the main ID that we use for transaction for bank and other national engagements. It took them a while to do that. Uh, I don't know if Liberia wants to imitate that, because we talked about this over and over. Even Tunis emphasized that it would be good for us to have our national ID card, and then we should wear the national ID card at all times, because if something happens to you, when they look at your card, they will identify who you are and where you're from and all of that. So we are not against it, but if you are bringing it in a country, not because you get somebody that can do some sort of counterfeit ID or some sort of ID card that is not standard. Somebody can do it, and then you split the money and what have you. It's not good for Liberia. So it is something that should be done properly, and that nobody will easily do the counterfeit. I thank God that they are changing their mind gradually, but it should be done properly. That's what I sent you, Tunis and Masale, uh, the sample of the other two countries, and what have you. Now, to the deputy speaker, he said that those other creatures, they will deal with them. uh, and I don't know who he calling creatures. Uh, and of course, somebody will say, "But we are creature." But no, that is not the appropriate way. We are called human being, and we are people, and we belong to various political parties in the country. So if he wants to do whatever he wants to do, because what he is doing is not strange to the Liberian people. We all know that everybody from Lofa County that was in the hierarchy of the CDC, because of their county identity, tribal identity, they are dogs without teeth. And for this reason, CDC that has the majority lawmaker in the House. I think the last time I checked, CDC had about 25 of those, and Unity Party have less, and the other people they have less. But because of that tribal identity and things like that, they all ching to that of the Unity Party because of their uncle or cousin or grandpa or pa that is now president of of Liberia. So we've seen all of those things. It's nothing that I was not expecting, and that's what I can always say. CDC, they should revamp and have a party of inclusion. Don't just take all the leaders from one country. Before Molwa Molu could leave, we know Molwa Molu from Lofa County, uh, Sir Joseph from Lofa County, Tifa Thomas Farah from Lofa County, Jefferson Koji from Lofa, the current chairman of the party or acting chairman is from Lofa. So if you look at the hierarchy of the country, of the party, it's from one country. So those countries, because of their involvement with their tribal identity, they are not making CDC to be a respectable uh, uh, opposition with strong voice like before. So we're seeing where this is heading. So Tifa, his announcement and things that they're not strange because Tifa, they are thinking that Tifa can be a vice presidential candidate with Jeremiah Kuhn. So he will do everything um, to support the Unity Party. Everybody knows that the legislative body, the executive body, the judiciary, they are all one government of the Republic of Liberia. But the reasons why people have, especially in the first branch, which is the legislative, the reason why they want to have checks and balances, and other political party can make the check and balances, is because they don't want for the executive to be the only decision maker. Anything the executive will say will be the final. Yes, Liberia is a unitary government, but in a unitary government, we have the legislative body to bring about check and balances. Today, anything the executive say, everybody goes by it. They have gone as far as disrespecting the Constitution, and we all are aware of that. So Tifa, whatever he said, it's nothing strange. But CDC should be very, very aware of this to revamp the party. They should not wait until maybe 2 years, 3 years to election before they start doing the necessary adjustment that they need to do. Tifa his statement is nothing strange.
Ali, are you with us?
Yes, sir, I'm here. Can you hear
We can hear you loud and good.
Yeah, loud and
what?
clear. You.
Yeah, the issue here about the ID. The issue about the ID. The
Are
ID
you,
is not.
are you with us?
Yes, I'm hearing you people loud and clear. You hear me?
Not about hearing us. Are your attention with us?
Yeah, I was doing something. I just got through. I was your
Or
food.
is it with your glass of orange juice?
I was doing something. I finished now. I was your food. Yeah.
All right, let's
So
hear from
the issue about the ID is not a bad thing because even here now we have like you have your state ID, and sometimes if you have your driver license, they take your state ID from you and your driver license. That is your ID. Wherein, if you go anywhere, sometimes something happen, people kind of check, and when they see your ID, your address is everything on your ID. You see, that's one of the things, because sometimes, like in Liberia, you find dead body in the street. You can even say identify the body. You know where the person coming from. So, if they me to bring the issue about giving people or ID, I think these are some of the things they had to try to put in place. Not El Campo, Ali, this and that. Try to get full address where I'm living. It should be on my ID as well. Everything. Don't just come put my full name, my date of birth, everything, and then you even say no where I'm living and picture. So you see, the ID business is not a bad thing. But one thing again, they had to like decentralize this whole thing. Say today, if you go to Riverside, you know the population in Riverside. You go to Nima County, the population in Nima County, Grand, that's across the country. So if you do that, you will be able to say, okay, yeah, for Maryland, have about 5 different areas where people can go to get their ID. And sometimes even those ID, you can do them like, if you want to get your ID today, Express is $10, and then long service maybe 2-3 days is $5. And try to get some electronic devices that if someone want ID, you can wait in less 30 minutes or an hour, and you give it. But like why you saying that I don't know which country you were talking about, only one area to go and get their ID. Then when you want to do something, you have to properly plan, do it the best way. But don't do things to inconvenience people who want to get ID. Even Central Morocco, when people go for it, take them away for them to get it. Why is somebody in the country they don't have transportation to come to Morocco to do their ID? Somebody send them money, meaning that they will not. So I think today, like I saw where in the central bank governor, I saw really from central bank and the national identification of now they are telling people to go about doing that normal business. They can see what to do. And the president sometimes before you give this executive or these are important things, is good for the country, but try to put the again in place. Don't just can't get executive order and you start something. No, when mechanism in place, you get your executive order, decentralize this whole thing. It will start from day and it will end so and so time. You have to educate the people. Everybody had to be aware. But executive order will next week you start common people start using it to escort people. Because like now I want to get in my ID, I had to wake up 4 o'clock in the morning to go. Maybe Solomon Tunis, so can I 10 while we be standing over there, Tunis will empower by me. You go to Tunis if you waiting here. So all of these things, this is why everything we do, corruption had to be in it because why we don't play anything properly. So for me, I think the way they have posed to it, they should try to put the proper mechanism in place before they can go about doing it. Having the ID is very good, but do it properly because that's another way of identifying something. When something happens, in case of accident, and thing you had to go there, you take person ID, you check them, you see it. Oh yes, this person from Banavi Estate B27, and then they will know. Don't those ID that we have here, your home address, everything, only your zip code, everything. So they really need to plan. It's a very, very good thing the government is coming our way. But for me, to be properly planned and properly decentralized and put the right mechanism in. So that's my own take there.
Gerald, what I didn't understand why the HUD were put on the issuing ID.
Well, the reason the HUD was placed on the issuance of the RD, citizens started to complain. Those that from the rural area said that most of the sites in the rural area were not functioning. and they needed to do their financial transaction. And each time they reach at the bank, place the passport down. The tellers will tell them no, only the NIR card we are accepting for transaction. So that prompted most of them to actually leave their county to Monrovia. And when they reached Monrovia, right, the place was overcrowded. And Monrovia, they are saying they have several centers in Monserrado, I mean, and their main center is somewhere around the Congo Town belt, uh, YWC8, around there. And the place was actually can be overcrowded, right? And some too, when they made their way and do their form and take their ID card, they take the NIR will take actually sometimes 2 3 weeks before their ID cards can be given to them. So that sparked some concerns from the citizens that how they actually went to the various lawmakers, and how the legislature, meaning the House of Representatives, invited Andrew Peters.
So now, just because the rural area complain, okay,
Not only the
there's
rural area, even me, where I went at the NIR to do my ID. Up to now, I have not done mine.
but
Many
you,
people,
do you have your voting ID, voting
Yes,
card
of course.
registration
Yes,
card?
of course. Yes, of course, I do.
Okay,
And
your pictures is
my
on there, right?
my national ID expired, so I had to go renew it. Right?
But your voter registration card, you have your ID on it. I mean your pictures on it.
Yeah, sure. My pictures on my photo ID.
But what is the difference between your voter registration card, which your picture is on it, and the national ID card? What would be the difference over there?
Maybe for me, I would say the photos card is only issued during times of voting, but the national ID card is or ID that should be used for your everyday parole
Well,
within.
your voter,
Yeah.
your voter registration card, as it got your
are,
pictures on it, right? You got your
are you
picture on it.
voting
I
on
think
the country to Yakiba? Anywhere ask me, I only show them my voter registration card from Liberia, and I travel through the entire Guinea and Yakiba with just Liberia voter registration card. Yeah, even
But
your voter.
your pictures is on your voter registration card, right?
yeah, sure.
Because during our days, when we first registered to vote in Liberia, the first time we ever registered to vote, 1985, there was no pictures attached to the voter registration card. There's a reason why I'm asking. And for them to issue you the voter registration card, you have to prove that you are a citizen of Liberia, one way or the other. You either
Mhm.
bring your passport and all of that. But now they're adding your pictures on it. Why can it be as valuable as the national ID? Because of the, when you come to register next time, next time voting registration, that they think you need the national ID card. Before they issue you the national ID, what's the requirement before you get your national ID?
You have to show your voters registration card and give your personal information, your name, where you lived, and even you go through some immigration check to know if you are a Liberian or not.
I mean, just name it to us for our listeners' sake. What do you, when you stand before the guy who going to issue you the ID, national ID, what is the requirement from you? What do you present for them to give it to you?
Your name, your date of birth, where you lived, your county of origin, your district, eh? Stand to be corrected. Your your voter's registration card, and so on.
So let's assume you don't have voter registration card.
If you don't have,
What is the requirement beside the voter registration card?
yeah, then you can give your name, your address, and your
They don't ask for your data, your birth certificate.
yes, of course, they ask for.
I think that's the first thing they're supposed to ask for, your birth certificate. If you were born in Liberia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if they are in doubt of it, then the immigration private aspect will come in to ask if you are genuinely born here. They will find out from they will want to know your mother and father.
Yeah,
If they
sure.
are
Yeah, sure. They do ask for your parents.
good, if you are going through all of this during the time of voting registration, they took your picture. Now they add your picture on it. While this cannot be honored at the bank, their voter registration card, they should have at least this voter registration card or national ID card. Because almost everybody in Liberia have voter registration card now. Because we are going through at least series of election. Right, Gerald?
Yeah, sure. Series of elections we've been going through.
Yes. You know, and the voter registration card, does it expire? Does it have an expired date on it?
Yes, I think I the voter registration card since we did election 2023. Before the 2029 election, we have to do new voters card.
We have to go again all over to register.
Yeah, sure. 2029.
So now, this is where the national ID card come in.
Sure.
Okay, but then you should have your national ID. That's the only thing you need to present now. The requirement will be your national ID now, right?
Sure.
I mean, help me, Solo, if I'm saying something wrong.
So what's about those that have national driver license?
Travel lessons. How many of us here in Liberia say having travel lessons?
Well, I mean that's a good question, but if they are saying you cannot go to the bank as a driver, I have my driver license.
You can use your
That's a point. That's a point. Okay, and the driver license is a valid ID given by the Liberian government. So
Sure.
if I cannot use my valid driver license to access my own bank account, that's what I don't understand. If they say okay, the ID, I mean the voter registration, they do it according to right after election, and the runoff election, then your voter ID card is invalid. I see why they do that, but it is not. It's a big burden to Liberians who can hardly make money for them to be doing things like that. So at least if they are doing that, majority, I mean most of the people in Liberia, those that are doing commercial business, even those that are driving pimping, they have some type of national identity as a driver or whatever vehicle operator. But if they are rejecting that also, then what is the catch when it comes to this national ID and the national ID that they have? It is anybody can fake, anybody can counterfeit it. It's nothing as compared to other countries.
So that is what brought the public outcry when citizens started to complain that they are facing serious challenges in accessing or doing the registration for the national ID, and they are not accessing their financial report or financial stability through the commercial bank because of the national ID card. And
And Solomon,
each time they present a passport, they be rejected by the commercial bank. So that's what brought the public outcry. So today now, they try to ease the issue of using national identification card, so that citizens can use their passport and other valid ID card now to do their transaction to the commercial banks.
This is the try and error thing that they're doing. Because for example, right now, even though it is not they had a really season, but to even leave from the city area to go to some of those areas because people that are supposed to carry their money to the market, to the bank, they cannot do that, and in fact they will not be able to access whether that money ground or Western Union and all those stuff. This is where we are heading. So then you're making things very complicated for the people, not taking a lot of things into consideration. You just come out and just say, okay, we got to do this. I mean, it is not good for the country in as much as we want the right thing to be done. If we don't do it properly, it's going to create more problem in the country. The ID card, it is not. It is very, 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 very. It look faked. Uh, Anybody can make counterfeit of it. If the government want to prove me wrong, I can do a counterfeit of that document, and we look at the real one. So, in order to do this, you have to plan it properly and see uh, who can really do it professionally. That it will not be you cannot easily make counterfeit. Here in the United States, I'm not comparing United States with any or with Liberia, but we have state ID and all of the various states and what have you. But because of some reasons, the federal government said, okay, we need to have real ID, and the way in which the real ID is designed. Uh, I'm not saying people will not be able to make a counterfeit of it because the same people who put things together, there are other people who understand the IT system and what have you. But it is very, very difficult for anybody to easily make a counterfeit of that. In Liberia, our currency, our Liberian dollars, and our passport, they can easily be counterfeited. And because of this, the money in the country, people are taking the US currency out of the country, like bringing in fake Liberian dollars. We cannot detect them, and what have you. So we are in a serious, serious problem. If the government is bringing about ID, we should do it in a way that people will not easily make counterfeit and come in the country or use it as citizen, even though they are not citizen. But that's a ID card, and if I have my ID card, you can tell me that I'm not citizen. And one other things that other people complaining about attorneys, they if I, like I'm 5'4", right, and some people who are 5'4" who got an ID, they and I we not the same height, but they say they are 5'4" because they don't have a specific measurement about the height and all those stuff. So what they are doing over there is a joke. They need to really uh, do it the right way. Even if we don't have the equipment to do that, we can hire a company, maybe one of the ECOWAS company, to do it the way they are doing theirs. I think it would be much better than for us to do the more cheap one that anybody can make counterfeit of it. And you can force the people, you can inconvenience them. Rainy season coming, even if you go to We Nation, there's a place called Saturday Down. To cross that place to go on the other side before even going to Riverside, it is difficult for vehicle to go there. Honorable Alice Grant from Riverside, representative from Riverside District Number One, can attest to that. Even the two senators from Riverside County, Honorable Giffon Smith and Honorable Trawe, they can attest to that. So when you expect them to do the RT, and if you go there, the internet service in some of those areas, you cannot do anything to have it digital stuff. For example, my school ID, we have a barcode on it. If you have the barcode on the ID in that area, you scan the barcode, it will never read because of the internet service over there. It's very, very weak. So if you're doing something that is a national stuff, you got to do it properly and the way they are going about it, it is not the right way. We'd love the ID card; it would be good, but the way they're going about it is not good, and that's why Tony is asking these questions. What's about this one? What is wrong with it? And then that's why I asked the question: what is wrong with our driver license? For those that have the driver license in Monrovia or in Buchanan or in those other city areas, they still cannot access the bank because they don't have the national ID. This is not rescue.
Yeah, Solomon, can
Yes.
you guys hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, why you say you see that the question you asked about the driver license, like for example here now, if you don't have a driver license, you have your state ID. Like that's also like your national ID. You can use your state ID to go to the bank and do any transaction. If you have your driver license, you can also use it. You go to the bank and do any transaction because the see information on your state ID, that's the see information on your driver license. That's why if you get driver license, they take your state ID from you. So I don't know why, even if they're trying to get a national ID, once I am a driver, I don't need to have a national ID again. My driver license can be used as my national ID because it go with my picture, my address, and all my information. They see information on my national ID. That's why going to be on my driver license. That's why here when you become a driver, they take your state ID from you because your state ID that's the same thing as your national ID. So you can get a state ID at the same time you get a driver license. You see, and looking at that ID, they see the children learning how to play. It's very fake. Liberians, we only good at stealing. We don't put money into quality to get quality things. Even the Liberian passport, when you see it, so it's just fake. That's why people always go they they, they duplicate our thing there, all kind of things. They bring it to the country. You will see the Liberian passport. People will go and face it any kind of way. You like the national ID they're talking about. When people get tired standing in line, it will not to revert that statement. People were going to start faking that thing and looking at that as something to be national ID. We only good at stealing. Thing that we're supposed to put money in to get quality service, we will do it. Like the last time they were busting PHP pipe, they say, oh, because of cable, the other thing here, this other thing here. The poor quality service you pay for that what you getting. You like it, you break the whole PHP pipe down, you bring cable, then you put it over there. Once you pay good money, you will get poor quality network in Liberia. And this is why I always asking the people, the broad shape over there, they sell the fabric cable, this and that. Why you people stay experiencing network problem? Liberian, they only there to steal. They don't want to pay good money to get good quality service. So that whole thing is just it make no sense because if you get your driver license, you should be able to go to the bank. If you get your voter registration card, you should be able to go to the bank. So the government had to think critically. They had to put good strategy in place and do the right thing. Getting a state ID or national ID is very good. But if somebody have a driver license, there is no need of them going to get a national ID because it go with the same information. You see, even voter registration card, they see information your voter registration card should also be on your national ID. So when you get this thing, I already know the government only trying to raise money. That's all they're trying to do. They only need money. That's all that why you see they doing all those funny things. The government need money. Other than that, I see nothing good they're trying to do over there. Because that thing is look very fake. Anybody can go they duplicate it, they do anything they want to do. If you want to do something, you're playing well, you're paying good money for quality service. Instead of be paying cheap money and then you'll be facing all kind of fake thing that people will be or duplicating there to come and dupe the system. We only good at stealing, man. That's all. The government looking for money. So that's it there.
So we have exhaust on this government state ID or the country identification card. Right now is being put on hold, and in the near future, they probably will come up to resume, right?
Definitely, sure.
Okay. So one thing I want to know, you talk about you say Fala Thomas Fala.
Yes, that's the deputy speaker. From
Thomas Fala is important. He's a speaker. You go, what speaker?
Deputy Speaker.
Deputy speaker. I mean, Democrat are playing game with himself. I really don't want us to
To
make
tell
too
me
much.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
What I want us to talk about, if this guy left the country, went all the way in China, our our deputy president too.
Chairman Pankun.
Jeremiah Kwan, our vice president, he left here, went all the way to access the 285 yellow machine. Is he back yet in the country, or because the president had just came back from the some ECOWAS meeting, right?
Yeah, sure.
The man still
Okay,
doing window shopping.
is the vice president back, or he's still doing window
Uh,
shopping?
I'm not sure if the vice president is back. I don't think so. He's still in China.
He's still in China, so this yellow machine business. I hope they should not be on it until their time is over. Because we tired with this. I hope something good come out of it, because we need. I don't know why we putting so much importance on the yellow machine, and all the days are going. The machine that said we got in the country, and why we can't put them into work? We got to bring new machine before we get the zeal, we get the momentum to work on our farm or on our roads. I think the Georgia government like a couple of machines. Those machines are strong enough to start any work before the the yellow machine that we seeking to get from China. You know why? At least we got we can
It's
put
not
in.
just couple of machine. When you say couple, generally mean two. We are administering level more than that.
I understand that, but let's
Mhm.
just agree. Let's even say if it's one or two. Why can't we put the one and two into use for now before the new one come in? All right, you say you got food in the house, but you sending your children to go look for food. The one that in the house self, you can be eating it until the new one come away. That's what I'm saying. I mean, nobody is fool in this world. Liberia, I mean, even though people be playing with our mind, they just come and play with it and they trace it the way they want to. I think those days we should stop those kind of things. We are not foolish or stupid people that any and everybody can just go and twist our mind any which way. We have machines in Liberia. Joria time just over, and Joshua, the things were in progress. Road construction was in progress, and farming was in progress. Things were going on fine. Now you just took over all of those things and I'm working with it all died down. We got to go bring 285 again. And up to today's date, we have not even we don't know whether it's coming or not. So everything is on a standstill for now. Is that what we're trying to tell? They're trying to tell us?
But Tunis, the man said he's kind of most of the last time we discovered that there was about 150, pretty close to 150 or 150 machines for farming purpose and things like that was taken to him, or he took to FOIA for
Mhm.
farming. So he want to replace those things because he always squandered them. I think so. I
Well,
don't know what to say.
during that 12-year term, you know, and I know, Gerald can attest to this. During their 12-year term, I think Gaddafi, those say Gaddafi was still living. We heard that Gaddafi assisted us with some machine. And
Yes,
Bogado machine, yeah, Bogado machine went to Lufa.
yes. Up to now, the machine is languishing in Lofa County, unattended to, grass and all growing in it, and we don't
You
know the
see,
outcome of that machine. And maybe because Joshua came into power and he started doing roads connectivities. I mean, former President George Weah, sorry, he started doing roads connectivity, and one of the main pillars of the proper agenda was to connect farm and market roads. That was that's why you saw during the administration of former President George Weah, he lobbied with all his power to make sure that he got some of those corridors, right, being extended to. He signed contracts with some companies, and World Bank and the African Development Fund and other humanitarian organizations started to provide some fundings for roads. So, and when the current president was coming to power, and he came to power on the mantra of actually making sure that he made former President George Manuel Weah unpopular. So maybe he decided now to bring in the the pieces of yellow machine to actually erase former President George Weah legacy, because he said that he will erase former President George Manuel Weah legacy. So I
Well,
think
but
the
that it happened, Gerald, then he's not a good president. Because a good president will pick up from where the past president stopped.
and, 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 and and there where I was going, because since the inception of this government, all the road projects that was initiated by the former government, that's it. That's the same project they are completing. That is the same project they are signing onto. So I don't know where they came from when they were saying that they want to erase former President George Weah legacy.
But when they
Well,
do that,
the
then
president.
they're doing the thing with malice. Like everything the former president did, he did it in the interest of our country.
Mm.
He was not proving a point that because the former leadership did not do this, so he coming to do it. Even if he did, but he didn't do it with arrogance. He did it with clean heart. This is what the country and we need. That was his aim. But this government, everything that George Weah did, if they will erase it, then where are we going? They don't even have the fund to it. They don't have the fund for it. Everything since they've been there, we're going 2 years now. A few months from now, it will be 2 years. They have not initiated any project that we know of. Beside the little Congo they put somewhere in the city, they say that our police hot, and now the bridge came and threw it away somewhere. We know where it is right now. That's it.
We'll bring it back.
And another thing they did, they were painting the ministerial building. They went to break ground for that. Just to go paint ministerial building, they went and they called the president to go court raping for that. Where are we going with this thing?
That's awareness.
I tell you, if you can't condemn everything the former president did just because you don't like him, then you are not fair to we the country people, because the former president did something, and we should really give thanks to the former president for a simple reason. During his tenure, it was the most difficult time in this war we have ever experienced. For 3 good years, the entire world was at a standstill. But the former president was still working behind the scene. We all know this. Whether we want to know it or we don't want to know it, or we hate him, we don't want to hate him, we need to give him that he did well compared to other countries. We have the fewest death rate in the world. The fewest death rate. The most civilized, the most sophisticated countries were dying in dozens. Our death did not exceed 200. Our COVID-19 death did not exceed 200. While over here we went more than 10,000 plus. Then you come in with the notion that you're going to erase everything. What we did, where are you going to put 200 buses in Monrovia? Small Liberia, where are you going to put 200 gigantic buses? You tell me, Solomon, buses that take almost 40 passengers. Where you will send one to Kidma, where the passenger in Kidma? Or you send 5 to Kidma. Where is the passenger in Kidma? You tell
Oh,
me, in a rubber sport, the whole rubber sport, you send 5 buses there. One set, one, it would not be filled a day. One,
but the thing is, one can be going, one can be coming. So, you
where?
know,
Where the driver in it with the car, ball?
well,
That
the bus not sort of before.
way, I beg you, man.
When you find passenger, you go. If they don't,
I was in rubber for some time. You take the bus from here. You take the bus from they have a down they call their own down to Fanima area. Then go all the way to uptown. You can even walk. If you walk, probably will take you less than 30 minutes. You take the whole rubber sport, the main road.
I
Then
saw
you
that, so I
step
can walk it.
okay. Then you take 2 or 3 buses to Buchanan. What's the passenger there? That at least you want make us feel good. Say I will bring 15 buses. But 200? Do you know what 200 is the number 200?
No, 300 buses.
Or they say 300.
300 buses, 200 yellow machine.
300. Can you believe I even taking 100 off for it? 300. We even get rule for the car to make a left or a right turn. Those buses to make the turn. We don't have those rules.
And 20 for the buses. Even the one they built in Buchanan, the bus terminal. Uh, Nobody using it. In fact, no passenger used to go there. So then they end up going to the general market where those buses, the regular buses can be, and then the other regular buses they will start fussing with the MTA. So yes, you're right. We have to see what can work and how we can make it work.
I thought
Uh,
I
mhm.
thought I thought the government went Ghana for some buses and
But I refuse it. Yeah.
Ayololo bosses they went for, they brought two, they start breaking down
No,
before they even introduce it.
I was sample now. We were bringing sample for people to see, but as soon as we brought it, no, the noise are too much. But one thing that
And the
we have to give President Bouaka credit for, I listened to his speech, even though it may not have ended. I'm talking about the inaugural speech. He said, in a quote, all the good things from the WIA administration, we will imitate or emulate some of those things. The other ones will not do it. And we all know with the proper agenda for development, the number one thing on the proper agenda was road connectivity.
definitely.
Okay. And they did all of the stuff that they needed to do. For example, the Buchanan Sano or Buchanan Riverside Highway. It was all the WIA administration that they started the pavement. Money for that was allocated through the African Development Bank, I think. So that has been allocated. And then the WIA administration, they started the road from pretty close from the Maria Junction going towards Flour Mill. They say, okay, because this is a residential and commercial, so we're going to make the road so that we're not inconvenient the residential people and also the commercial people. So they did the road. When this administration came back, and the only reason the WIA administration did not carry the road further was that this company said they were going to bring a new kind of road that is environmental friendly. That when they do it in a way, doing heavy reading CC, the the road will not spoil. So they said, okay, they should try the sample. Of course, in trying the sample and for this German company to have come back, then of course the new government came in, and then they started doing different things. So when they took over the road, they said they want to expand it additional 25, 75 feet right, 75 feet left. And while they're doing that, they went into some of us who were trying to have a business there. They went into our restaurant. Then they said they're going to give $9,000 or whatsoever to do that. Now, all the businesses that in there, they don't have the money, but then still they have already caused the damage. So this is something that they just try and error. They don't know what is workable, what they can do in Liberia that will make us not to spend unwisely. And these are some of the things that they're doing. The challenges, they are there, but I'm glad that they are emulating WIA's road connectivity. So even other areas that WIA couldn't do in Monrovia, they're doing it. That's fine because that's what they're emulating. If you go to the rural areas, the Riverside Road that the company is doing through the government, uh, we thank God that they're doing that. So that's one good thing that the government is doing when it comes to emulating President Weah's farm to road, I mean, whatever farm to market or farm to road to farm or whatever the way they call it. He's doing that. Unlike
Because
when the other government came in, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and Bwaka, they abandoned the wonderful, beautiful EABS building that was the Doe administration already spent enough money. A lot of stuff you see that they abandoned. But when we came in, instead of abandoning those development that the government was doing, he completed them. And in fact, he gave it to them. Okay, we'll name this after you will do this. So that's common sense. And this is the only reason that uh, I decided to support President Weah. And I want for him to start doing things. You now wait until 3 years to election. Other than that, then it will be difficult for him to come back.
Solomon, the whole thing here is government is continuing. First of all, if President Buhari start fighting corruption as now, those people who said they were making 285 years machine for millions, and today Jeremiah, who they are going to see 285 yellow machine for 2 million. But one thing I will tell Liberia, there is nowhere in the world you can get quality class A 285 yellow machine for 22 million. This machine are going to be sustainable. That's the first thing. There's nowhere in the world you can get 285 yellow machine. Talking about quality machine, first class, tender for that amount. So all I think they do, they so many people here were going to be 285 and finish bringing. Oh yeah, it do it. The next year will be the team bosses that they talk about. So finish with the 285 machine, the next year they will be up and down for the 200 machine. So what happened to Mama City? They were bringing a yellow machine for 80 million, and today somebody said they bring the machine. The sequence 22 million. What says you really see in that? Solomon, you read, do you think we can a quality class A 285 yellow machine and equipment for that amount 22 million? So government is continuing and say congratulations to President Buhari for what he's doing. Because if he was just to all these roads that President Weah was building, then we are backward again. Even though when President Weah was in power, they created that road we eat, a road, a development, it's all the road connectivity. But since they took power today, to groundbreaking for no road, this road they continue. And again, where is the 2 million that Mr. Buhari used? That 100 they said to be no car stock in the month, because all this road that they on, this are President we are doing. The money were there for this. That's the money they are still using. Some of the 22 million. And we're speeding at this government. They not going money came to 22 million. Because when they are so corporate and he didn't use all the money. So where is that today? So that money they get that time. Because all the road connectivity is carry on. This goes President we are carry on, and they already there for this. So the 22 million, they are probably where minister said they didn't use everything, the balance money was there. Where is he using this money? See, Joseph Boakai government is going to be the most corrupt government ever in the history of Blackstone. A government who came to power, they don't go check and balance, they kick all opposition out and only meet party people because they don't want check and balance. And when they see that, we will not look back there to check it.
This government is corrupt. This is why they are not doing anything. They
The,
mistake
the,
every
the
day.
government, I leave the government full of small children. The kids government, they used to call
Want you
you
to
are
can't
you,
cause
So so can we go to the lines now and interact with our callers?
yeah, you can do that. But let me just say this for a second, then you can prepare yourself to take some calls. But I just want to let you know the government full of children,
Okay.
novice. They know nothing about running government. Their aims is just to come and enrich themselves. This is all they are here for. They don't get time for the country. They just make big mouth, make you believe that they can do this and they can't do nothing. All right, we are going 2 years now. The people still crying. Our mothers are in the market. They still crying. Every day, media going to them, interviewing them, asking them how is business. These are the people that made us, the educated us today. That little money you see they sitting over there making. They are the one that makes us all today, make all what we are today. Look, they have never in their life cried equal to this time around. Believe me, never since we were born till today's day in this regime, they cried at there. Beside the 14 years war, that one, that physical war we experienced. But really, we sitting like this as a government. We never had hard time like the way our mothers and sisters are crying today.
Sure.
When we talk, they say, "Oh, that Jowea people." It's not Jowea people. We are grateful to God, and we pray to God. We who are grateful, God will bring some kindness to Liberia. Someone that will be the interest of Liberia, even if it's not George Weah, but someone even better than him. But the old man is not any good. He got so novice right, so kids. Every day they're stealing. You're going to go arrest other people for corruption. Your son is more corrupted. Who is corrupted in that country equal to that boy? Drugs every day coming through Lofa. The drugs that they say Javier will bringing, they're going to put stop to it. The moment they begin this, the government sat into power, the first thing that happened, the two drugs, the two people who were supposed to fight for our drugs, they start fighting each other. They had to fire them. So
And one is in jail today.
which one is in jail?
Padiga.
Yeah, don't
For the,
release.
I think
They release him.
okay. You see,
But at least he went inside.
Yeah, he was there.
yeah, you were there, but the point here, my people,
But there
they
were 2 hours.
too much children, too many children, and they all are so greedy. Look at it. Who gave this woman the advice to buy $1 million car that worth $1 million just to protect him?
And and,
Who
and
gave him that advice?
and he defended riding private jet on the BBC.
Exactly.
It's
These are
good.
all the things they condemn the previous government. Everything. The man say even if he can ride motor, I mean, how you call it, wheelbarrow to
We
go
were to
to
go to work.
where he will do that. Can
So
you
And that
believe
was
it?
so
that
those
was
kind
that was conditional. I said if he can.
of
So you guys got to listen to our languages, to the English that we speak.
and
But Tunis, to buttress or to maybe differ a little bit from you, uh, I don't think the government is children government. This government is more when you say crafty, corny, rascal, corrupt, because everything that they do is how to milk the country and then make the people to understand that they are not doing this. So when you talk about, yes, they have the maturity, most of the guys, and they were calling CDC to be the children's government, but CDC, the way in which the president handle the government is more mature, more democratic than the way Joseph Boakai administration is handling the government. we have so many rogues, and they know how to fool the Liberian people. And this is exactly what is going on. Most of those guys, like for example, his deputy or somebody that he they was swearing in. I think the guy was older than he Baka is. You saw that guy in his government, like and all of this stuff. But they have a lot of people the same way we were doing when Amara Kone was our main strong RT person, and we're giving images to the Liberian people. Whether those images were accurate or not, we're giving images to the Liberian people that we're doing A, B, C, and D, and what have you. Now, this government wants to do the same thing that the early administration was doing, but they don't know how to do it the right way. So this is why they are not getting anywhere because they will speak against this and so and so. We don't spend wastefully, but they are spending more wastefully than the real administration. Everything that is said, they accuse this government of doing, or the previous government of doing, they're doing it more than what the previous government did because they don't have a plan. They don't know whatever they're doing. This guy, this former what is it? Costa developed some sort of thing for their arrest. So they just adapted the arrest agenda and what have you. But there is nothing that they are really arresting for the betterment of the country. All of them, we have seen how the corruption is advancing. And other people say, well, the difference with this government, at least they arresting the people, they taking them to court. Of course, when somebody stole money and I say, okay, just for to look good, let arrest them. But after arresting them, they don't send them to jail. They don't pay whatever money they took from the government and what have you. So it is just another advanced way of stealing the money and then making the Liberian people to look like as if they don't have anything upset. So that's all I wanted to add to the Chilean government something. They are the crook.
Okay,
More,
folks.
more.
See, but just in this country. That's why people doing. They stealing, using it right in the country. The president already. So don't be afraid to speak
Yeah, he
in
said
the
it.
country.
Yeah, he said it. He said they should steal, but they should use it rare. So
I don't why can't man what in the
Oh,
history of and where already mistakes when they get on the fire about the move. Where are the mistakes?
okay, listeners, you can call us on 0776 104 104 or better still 086 500 104 to be live on the program The Night of Spain. Our guys. Okay, let's take this quarter from this orange line. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Soro. Let me say good morning to people, Aliyu, Suleiman.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, this is the border of Samu Rasta. I'm flying in from point 4 to be exact with my geographical location in Zimbabwe.
Okay, go ahead.
You know, so man, Solomon, let me real, man. Sometimes it baffles me, it beats my human imagination to see people who say that they came with 42 years of experience. According to them, they said they knew all the book, they graduated from Howard University. To see them running children government is very saddening. Brother, at the spirit of government, they say government is a system or a group of unorganized people. In order to run a government, you need to have a system. And in order to run a system, you need to have an organized who will be to be willing to run the country for brother. It is only contract when it comes to the body, when it comes to the United Party people. Brother, they said that they have all of the aspects people, brother, is all the contract. But because to the issue of, I don't know why you call it, Tomo Farah, or we want it back. Yeah, we want it Farah. But let me inform all my Farah friends. As of today, brother, as of today, when your name Farah, I will never be friends with you, I will reject your friendship.
Oh,
Because why am I trying to say, brother? It is because of lie. Today, God and Lucifer for a man. Remember, God told man, say, you can eat all, but don't do this, don't tell. He told man, no, God is lying to you. Then God not move for you to be like him. So so you can go ahead and do this. If you have life this way, brother. It is because of life today, our life today, we are living a life that we're not supposed to live. So anyone who associates themselves with lying, they myself, we can never be friends. So to all my father friends, as of today, I will reject anybody who they call Tifa. Once you need Tifa, then know that you are Sabu Rasta. You're not friendly because I will all is Tifa friends because I don't know who has no platform.
Okay, so folks, you can call us on 0776 104 104 or better still 086 500 104. Let's take this caller from this line. Okay. Good morning. Your name, where you call from?
Good morning, my dear brother. I'm Nimle calling from Toyota.
Go ahead, live from Total Time.
Good. Listen to the guy, the fellow in the studio. I think he's making some serious points, some good points. But I will also want him to look at some few things.
Okay.
One, when he said this government is all about children government and the same corruption they fought or they spoke against, and the same corruption, even worse, going on. He might have a point in that situation, okay?
Okay.
But now, this is the reality. In the last government, there were corruptions. Even a baby in a mother's womb in the last 6 years knew that there were corruption, and the babies were shouting and crying that we are the downtrodden. The West Pointer, the Cloud Turners, the Dwellers, people from Douala, from Cloud Town, the babies in the mother's womb were on the umbrella or on the arms of the pro-pole. But we were very marginalized, and they were shouting, we were shouting that look, there's massive corruption, there's corruption, there is this. But I believe you, me, there was nothing done about this, and there was nothing done about it. Now we say in every situation, even in the Western world, corruption is all about, all around. But what happens is this: when it is identified and it is proven action is taken, then that's been a very responsible government, or that been a very responsible side of the leadership of that government. When that action is taken, then we say there's responsibility within the system where people must be accountable for what they do.
Conclude now. Conclude.
Yeah, I will conclude that. Then when we talk about this, he spoke about the issue of the car, the jet, and everything. But let me be honest about it. You sitting in the studio, at a certain level of your life, 10 years back, you were not in that situation, you were not in that position. 10 years back, you would prefer your safety by walking than to ride motorbike or ride taxi to go home. But today, you can ride taxi because that level has changed. Every higher position, especially when it comes to governmental, it comes with some level of security. Like there is another comment said, it's not about what jet you ride or whatever flight you make, but the answer is that what is the administration doing to whatever it is? It's what we want to hold him for. We're not holding him for the jet you ride. So I think we should come on an angle and look at what is government doing instead of what is putting our ideas on simple things like this. So I think my brother, we talk about small cry over and over again.
Okay. Let's hold you there. We gotta give other people chance to actually call. You make a point. So you can still call us on 0776 104 104 or better still 086 500 104 to be a part of today's edition of the program, The Nighttime Spain. Okay. Before we go, let's take this other caller. Let's see.
Hello?
Yes, good morning. Your name, where you call from?
Okay, my name is Mayango Jala, calling from the second.
Go ahead, Mango.
Okay, what study I'm seeing about this we are talking, they are the ones, they the opposition, or how to call it, position. They are the one that made Jawia to become a failure. Because what Jawia wanted them to do and he refused to do it. If Jawia have even implemented or even asked you to go and do piece of job for the country and you refuse to do that work, that means Jawia gave them money to even go and run their thing. Go into your community and talk to your people. But they refuse and take all of the money, keep it by themselves. When you go, you say, oh, hallelujah, hallelujah, then they keep from there. You go, they say, they are the same cause of suffering like today complaining. They president and do this, they president and do this. They are the cause. The leaders of the we are the people, the friends of the we are. They're the ones make us to be in this situation. So I don't want for any other person to be saying that we are not do this, we are do this, or we are end this, we are not end this. They never wanted for the we are to continue to do his work. That's why he was honoring the king behind. Thank you very much, Sam.
Okay, we take this other call from this Lone Star line. Good morning.
How you doing, Angelo?
Not bad. Your name, where you call
My
from?
reason is my reason of calling is if you tell me say I'm not good at doing this thing here, and I prove to the people that I already tell the people that are able to do more than what you can do. If I come here, at least I should be able to do more than what you can do. But I just say, continue to do the same old thing that you then doing. Then I continue, people continue to praise me. Praise me for what? Because you praising somebody, praise the person of the improvement that you're gonna go. But not to discriminate all of things that you do that all they happening that what you doing. Okay, let's look at even the government now, president the past government, never let any person but the present government will look at. Some of the things that they're taking now, tomorrow, the time, the short time down that we got and the still on the time machine. The time you will get it, what time you will take to use it, and what time you will take to pay for it before they are going to turn over. They mean that the next government that comes will be show them that whole responsibility of paying that particular debt. They're trying to say that whatever they do doing so really that show us that rescue thing like it to rescue. Everything that they do in that, everything has escalated. Prices have escalated. Everything marketeers are crying. Everywhere people are crying all over. So I don't know really the reason why.
Okay, thank you. You made your point there. Let's take another call from this line. Good morning. Your name and where you call from? This is Gerald. This is Gerald Morris.
Oh, okay. Gerald Morris, how you doing, you and I may talk the same way.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Let me say hi to my people out there. Tony, Winnie, my son, Masari. They thank God for them, and they go carry them too. Lord of God, why do we call this morning? But if they will call and say, you were in other class yesterday, you're right, about today, you're the right airplane. Oh, yesterday was good for, it was bad for, we had the right airplane, right? But today night, we were kind of right airplane, right? To use our resources to spend it all what you play, we'll have to get nothing back home. They're going to tell us in their country. Well, we are at the president, they say they were telling that you were right, how do I tell you? You shouldn't run local, you are right. We were not president, we don't want president. But today, if we want all member of one time, and you write it in a face time and for 1 million thousand. We have resources to be for your bubble. And writing, come and tell that yesterday you were writing, and staff of today writing. I can tell a comparison making. Look, all their fabric will hire yourself. What I say, well, we are in the country, you have moved out from there. You're not doing nothing on it. That we are for yourself walking in. What if I have been breaking now? What is your been doing? Don't pay for a whole way. Because you're going to go to work. Today you write 1 million thousand car. You write bulletproof. You write bullet jacket. Today come and tell us that you are writing every, and today every writing a one to write every. Because you go there, we have to write every that time. That time we are passing to write every, but now for that time, you will write every, we write get over the place. We have to give for our water to the full of Europe. And you say you're going to do everything for us. And for that you say you win. For me, I think we're doing that winning. Let you was stronger from your best people. They do us in this country. The people got to pass when they found this country that offer. We are also with suffering. That's the thing about I want. You will have a problem there and then. They broke up like this. You can't report the ship that to them. If you write the other one, you write about my master, you go to the last class.
Okay.
So, here for you. Thank you.
Okay, Masisi. Okay, Masisi, top firing there. So okay, we can squeeze in at least two more colors. Okay, let's take this one from this orange line. Yes, good morning.
Morning, my dear brother. Yeah. You know, brother. Yeah, Master, over baby died. Yeah, over there with that guy. You know, this guy, sometimes when they count and show, oh, they get compromise, that integrity. You count it every week, you got to say one guy on the cover. But that's so massive, man. This is the point of situation, man. Yeah, let me say hi to my senior moving brother, Suleiman, please, yeah. And also our new master, yeah.
Okay.
In a weed nation, man. Yeah. With a reach.
Okay, chief.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so let me say this, brother.
Go ahead.
You know, this government, they all came on the fake greed. Nothing could the people do only to carry on criminal acts to enrich themselves. Look at Bwaka, he's telling people, Attica will never be serious Attica. Attica will be duplicated. The Attica is missing push bar. Now, they will last for 1 year, they have feeding. What kind of government is this? So they only came to rescue themselves. You know, this guy was hungry around here passing. To give them power, they did it right, bulletproof vehicle, do all kind of things.
Okay.
These people.
Passing around here and they're gone, doing nothing. Okay, we lost that quarter. I think this quarter will be the last. So let's see. Okay. Good morning.
How are you? Hello.
Yeah, not bad. Where you come from?
Okay, Mama Helen from Visit Community.
Quiet.
Okay. Man, I thank no video tonight, man. I'm very pleased today because the situation the government came away was a heavy tax again on us in the country. The article process was making some of us like me, I'm a contractor.
Okay.
We all were lying down home now, and the country was just looking like nothing going to happen for the whole week to next month. So we're just thinking now, because people want to go for their money to invest. And now I was just sitting there, worrying how to get article first before they go to the bank. So the thing was getting people hungry. I think today morning said was sad.
Yeah,
so
sure.
good they came out with a proposal at least for you to go over it. Today the one why I just see tonight, tomorrow you will see the country will start moving again. Yeah,
So the whole article business was not easy in the country, right?
The article business was suppressing all time and will.
Okay.
You know the country. I wanna appeal to them. Before they talk something they should think. Alright? You can't talk before you start thinking, no. Think before you talk. They didn't think they tell about the yellow machine process. Today they not think now when you even saying that they have black pieces of yellow machine too plenty they all thinking about it and they say that they put talking about the shame. They don't know what to say next. Alright.
Okay.
Now they tell about the article is okay. But then the process when they put it through now, like you can't go to bank for money and say you get it. In fact, and what about the driving lesson, the how do you call it, passport or our voting card, they are all important to go to bank because it carries the same information. Alright? Just now when your article lost or your process lost, how you go between your thing? The same article now can still go between say okay, get our same information back. Alright? But everything just gets stronger. Just for tonight, man.
Okay. All right. So we are not taking any calls now because our time is fast spent. So we will go back to our guys from the US, starting up with I don't know who will go first, but I'll leave it with you guys.
I'm going first. I have to leave for work.
Okay, no problem.
Well, Many thanks to the callers. Many thanks to those who commented. I think we have about 17 comments in our
Mm-hmm.
comment section.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, no, this is Liberia, and Liberia is for everybody. That is the only big political party that all of us belong to. Uh, and I think we should put Liberia first above a political party. Um, that's all I can say. Even though Thomas Fowler, he made a statement, but the way in which he made a statement, um, he ended up insulting Liberians, calling us creatures. On the other creatures over there, will deal with them. I don't know how he's going to deal with these other creatures and by what means, but that is very insultive. If it was in the United States, we're going to be a different thing because you cannot call your electorate, your people, the other creatures on that side. But it is Liberia. I don't know whether the creatures are you talking about, he will not come to them for food. Whether only the human beings in Lofa County or the human beings in Unity Party will vote for him and not the other creatures or the creatures of Liberia. But anyway, those are things that statement people can make that can haunt them. I felt insulted by him calling me creature or calling other Liberian people creature and how you gonna deal with us. Uh, that was very very something that I mean it is bad of. Um, but President Weah, some of us we came on board because of the common sense you apply to make sure that the needs of Liberia and Liberians are met. You started with common sense, something that is road connectivity. When the roads are connected, there's a possibility of getting goods and services there. There's a possibility that even when somebody stole something when trying to run away, even if you're on a motorbike, there can be other motorbike, there can be vehicles that can chase them. So road connectivity was very, very good when you brought about that. Uh, and I'm glad that this administration, with all the violation of the constitution, the violation of law, but one thing they really copy from you is the road connectivity. And I hope that you will start making town hall meetings with the various communities in Liberia and also in the diaspora so that you can start rebranding and see how best the populist party, the party of the masses, will come back on board uh, so that they, they can give you another chance to bring more common sense for the betterment of Liberia. Thank you very much. Good night.
Okay. Are you
Yes, can you guys hear me?
sure?
The Unity Party people, they ain't ready to talk yet. When Joseph Boakai came out and called me stuff, hooligans, and today when I call love and hooligans, and then they want to get us with. And we are children will learn from then the war gangsters and from Joseph Boakai. When the Capitol building got burned, immediately he came there and he was awesome. This is not a place of hooliganism. And learn from him today when I hooligans and then cockroaches and activists because we try to criticize the government, the amount of corruption in the government. We never see no lawmaker, no senator, no director coming on Facebook to cause us to national radio, getting everything to that. But those people who there on the bottle when you boy, they are the ones enjoying the best of life. You can see them to attack us, but those ones they give $20, those roads they the one want to come here. So today, if someone bring another wall calling us over there, or only somebody who cannot think what they talking about of preachers NASA, he's referring to sedition. So when he start to call him preacher now or preacher, then headed chickens with chicken brains as sense of direction. Then they say, oh, you can just people and all the energy they use and you say the energy you gave me, I give it in return. So they should just know. Now their deputy speaker refer creatures, but he's not talking to anybody. But one thing I know, he's trying to make his rule very narrow because even the local country, everyone live over there, see, because of you defending you, protecting you. If you cannot because of tribe and go back to your grandpa just and you want to be so ungrateful because you said embedded with ingratitude and you want to show the same thing, no problem. But you can't come and be calling all Christians because just know that you're making a rule for yourself. And as Solomon said, I continue this over and over. Today, President Trump to be re-elected, he was just in the year. When he was in opposition, states in this country, he 50 states one at a time when he had nothing to do to go and tell them to make America great again. He then courage. He's not going to give them money. He says, I always say this, President, we are Liberia, you are anywhere. You can do the same thing. You were protected in Liberia. Sometimes visit some of the counties, your people, your various bases, you had to the people you know how frustrated, you have to give them the hope, give fish and bite to make you people to be hey. But don't mind those people that will you know your people like don't yourself just say that no. If you happy town hall meeting, you need to start you don't have to wait for 2028. Even in the diaspora, you need to be moving out. I told you the last time you need to start recruiting people. Okay, people who are visionary, people who are transformative, people who are developmental, people of your characteristics to start reaching out to them. You don't have to wait for 2028. When you're reaching out to people coming on board, we will know those people while we are in opposition. But people who will be waiting for 2028 to pledge their support to the party. It's time that we start reaching out to people. We need to transform CDC, a total transformation. We need to recalibrate 2029. So that's all I have to say. I always say this, read all the time. Then we need to step out. You don't have to wait last minute of time. Don't allow anybody tell you you are loved by your people. Just sit over there and wait till 2029. Now the people their hopes are that you need to be going in those to make them feel alive. You're saying alone when people see you say that food come up food. So that's all I have to say. But for the Unity Party, we pray for our country, we pray for the government to succeed. Because when the government fails, we the Liberian people, even though we are in opposition, but we never pray for the downfall of the government. When the government fails, everyone fails. So no matter what it is, we pray, we stand with President Buhari to succeed. Even though we want him to 110%, but we still want him to succeed. So we can see you again tomorrow. God bless Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. We thank you for those who listen to the show tonight. We'll be here next Monday, same time, same station with Gerald. We pray that the rest of the crew will be here with us. And we pray that Mama Liberia will be a better place for all of us to live in, to live happily and enjoy with our children, grandchildren. We pray for that every day and night. Gerald, again, thank you for hosting us. And we probably see you. We pray that we see you next Monday.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, so folks, these were the gags from the US there, concluding this edition of the program, The Nighttime Spain, here on your radio. So until next Monday, when I will be here again with some exciting edition of the program, The Nighttime Spain. My name is Gerard Morris. I've been here. Solomon Hashin, that's Suleiman Hashin Tunis has been here also. Aliu Masale was here also, and Solomon Bakar Reeves was also here. Until then, you can tune in tomorrow at same time for another edition of the program, The Nighttime Spain. Until then, my name is Gerard Morris. I thank you for following.
Every day.
Goodbye.
We not talk every day, but say you won't go killing us every day. Like who can be save us now?